This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Psst, healthcare pros, word's out, and it's too good to keep quiet. Look, LinkedIn is revolutionizing job hunting, making it possible to search by specialty, shift preference, and salary. Endless scrolling is out. Whether it's a mental health therapist or dental hygienist, finding the perfect role is faster and easier than ever. Head to linkedin.com/healthcare and start your search today.
This podcast is brought to you by Carvana. Carvana makes car selling fast and easy from start to finish. Enter your license plate or VIN and get a real offer in seconds, down to the penny. If you accept, Carvana will come pick up your car from your driveway. Or you can drop it off at one of our car vending machines. Either way, you get paid instantly. It's fast, transparent, and 100% online. Car selling that saves your time. That's Carvana.
Carvana.
Pickup fees may apply.
Well, hello.
There you are.
I mean, like, shocking to meet you here. We just happen to be in the same place at the same time. Hey, it's Stephen Rothberg.
If by same place you mean Minnesota and Florida.
Well, I mean, I'll give you a virtual hug.
You're that's all I want from you, buddy.
Yeah.
You're in the middle of winter and I'm in the middle of summer. So
well, it's October isn't quite the start of winter, but it is the start of conference season, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So
fine.
Stephen Rothberg, founder, College Recruiter. Welcome to episode 47.
Aren't you going to say something about where every recent graduate and et cetera?
Nah.
Okay. Then I won't talk about the AIM group either, other than
right. There. You didn't mention the AIM group at
okay.
all, right?
So here we are. I'm Peter Zollman from the AIM group. We provide business intelligence for recruitment marketplaces and others. And we're going to talk about conferences
and not pumpkin spice.
Nah, because I'm not a big fan of pumpkin spice at all.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, next week you're in a conference across the pond. I'm at a conference across a different kind of pond at the Mandalay Bay. Oh, I hate that place. But they have their own little pond. And I will be at HR Tech, which is a fabulous conference. Lots of vendors who provide technology for hiring, lots of vendors who provide job boards, lots of job boards usually there, sometimes yes, sometimes no, and lots of friends. We were going to talk about why you go to conferences, but first talk about the Louise's conference, as I call it.
Yeah, so before we leave HR Tech, and I think it kind of goes this nicely. So, College Recruiter is not a big organization. We don't have like thousands of people, but there are conferences that are really important for us to go to. HR Tech is one of them. Brad Boggs, our company president, is there. And he had an interesting way of deciding whether or not to go to HR Tech. And he said that if he can set up at least 2 good meetings in advance, it's worth his time and the cost to send him. And I think he's got like 8.
Very, very smart approach.
Yeah.
Why go to conferences? Because you can get a lot done in a relatively short period of time. And if you have 8 valuable meetings, or even 2 valuable meetings, it's better than if you try to do them by phone or by Zoom, or go to point A, have meeting 1, and then go to point B and have meeting 2. It just makes a lot of sense. And that's why we go to conferences. I get to see lots of people at one time in one place. Got to pay to get there. And in this case, I have to put up with Las Vegas. Oh man, I don't like the place at all, but enough grousing. Tell us about London, where you're going next week, and the Louise's conference, because that's
so
we talked to them 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. So it's not like people will be unfamiliar. If you are unfamiliar with the Louise's conference, you can go back to episode 44 or so, 45, 44, something like that, and watch them talk about it. It's a great conference. Tell us.
Yeah, so Louise Triance and Louise Grant, both of whom are in the UK. Louise Grant, I first met when she was the CEO of JobGate. You and I are both we're both huge fans of the JobGate conferences that she and Matt Simpson organized in North America. And I think that we went to College Recruiters. I think went to one or two of their ones in London.
I went to 2
But
or
they
3. They were
start
great.
Yeah, awesome. Great vibe. And there are others, and we'll talk about them that have a great vibe too. But next, 1 week from today, Thursday, October 12th, in London, they have their second annual Job Boards Connect conference. I'm a speaker. They're fantastic. I mean, if you're a job board recruitment marketplace, or you are selling into that world, you're a customer of theirs or whatever, then they're fantastic. There are some really small niche sites from Slovenia and Indonesia and whatever there. It's fairly Eurocentric and even more so UK centric. But boy, in the one day that I'll be there for 12 hours, I bet I'm going to have 40 meetings, even if they're like 5 minutes.
Hey,
So,
5 minutes sometimes is a great put a name with a face, get a business card or swap LinkedIn connections,
mhm.
and you've accomplished something.
Yep.
Which
Yeah.
brings us to the point we were going to talk about conferences. Each conference is different. The best by far, of course, is Rec Buzz, but we're not going to turn this into a Rec Buzz promo fest. Each conference is different. Each one has a different vibe, a different
Yes.
audience. Um, some are very US centric, some are very, very international. Rec Buzz is very international. The Louise's conference, what do they call a
Job Boards
Job
Connect.
Boards Connect, is pretty UK centric, although more and more they're
Mhm.
getting a little beyond the UK. Peter
Mhm.
Weddle does US centric conferences, and he got one coming up in Europe. I missed RecFest, which was the first of its kind in Nashville. I was supposed to go, and then I had to go to another event, so I couldn't make RecFest. I went to Unleash in Vegas this year for the first time they did it in Vegas. I think first time they did it in Vegas. Very good, and it's coming up there. Unleash World is coming up 2, 3, 4 weeks in Paris. Katja
Yes.
Riefler of the AIM Group is going to be there. And Unleash is supposed to be great in Vegas. It was good. It's a little small, no job boards at all, which frankly disappointed me. But
Hmm.
vendors doing interesting things and reaching recruiters. Some target recruiters.
What I love about the Workforce Agility Limited Series by Cornerstone was we talked to executives and customers all about skills, 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 skills. Cornerstone has a wonderful background in learning and development, training, etc. Their LMS is world class, but they've centered the business now, not just on that, like building upon that, but building upon how everything is moved to the skills economy. So check out the limited series called Workforce Agility, and you can get it wherever you get your podcast. And it's just a wonderful series where we talk to their executives on the shift of why, and also their customers that are using it. So check it out whenever you get a chance. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
And if you want to reach recruiters, you got to go there. Some target just job boards / recruitment marketplaces. And if you're in that business and want to reach those people, you got to go there. Some target the TA professionals who deal with the technology, HR
HR
technology,
Tech.
you know,
HR Tech is a perfect example
that
of that.
they don't hide their purpose in the name. It's HR technology. Well, that tells you
Yep.
all about it. And the vendors there are and the speakers are primarily interested in the tech. But it's great for seeing who's selling AI, what the latest AI is. I'll see a lot of friends. I'll see a lot of colleagues. I haven't set up a lot of appointments yet, but that's due to my inefficiency. Um, Are there any others that we should be mentioning?
Yeah, and I'll throw out one in a second. But one thing that you just said in terms of the people who are attending, and it took me a long time to learn this, but one thing that you can do with almost any organizer, if you're trying to figure out, is this a good conference for me to go to or not, ask them for a list of the previous years or the previous
Or the
conference,
current?
the attendees. Now, they're not likely to give you the names and email addresses, but that's not the point. Get a list of the organization names and the job titles, and then that will tell you if that's the right place. So there are conferences in the early careers, college, university recruiting space, call it what you may, that aren't that great for us. The people who go are really good. They get a ton of value from it, but it's just not the right place for us to go. So that's also something to keep in mind. What could be a fantastic conference for Peter might be a really stupid conference for Stephen to go to. But in terms of other ones, you mentioned TA Tech. I think that's December in London. That's another one where you're going to have a lot of like talent acquisition buyers. So some of those people are going to be heavily involved in buying recruitment advertising. Some of them are going to be looking for, what's the latest assessment, ATS tool, whatever. So depending upon who you are, who you want to talk to, could be a great show, could be for somebody else in your organization.
And we should mention Peter Weddle, the other Peter, one of the other Peters, has other conferences in the States as well, and one-day symposia and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And like they've had some that they've organized where it's like a 1 day or 2 day on programmatic
or AI
for something, which is and then on AI. And I've gone to those and they're great. Another one that I wanted to mention, or kind of one, I think if I'm not mistaken, Peter, you were just there, but Indeed just had its conference, right? And it's always newsworthy. They always announce like big things, and Indeed is obviously a very important player in our space. And I always hear great things about their conference. And LinkedIn Talent Connect just finished, and that's another one. I've been to that one a number of times, and they do a fantastic.
Those bums.
Well, they invited everybody that they like.
Yeah, they invite the important people. I know. I did go to Indeed FutureWorks though in Atlanta. They're going to do it on the West Coast next year. It was very valuable. I got to talk to Chris Himes, their CEO. I got to talk to Deco, their chairman, Recruit co-chairman. I got to talk to their PR folks. I talked to some of their VPs. Very valuable. And it's the kind of thing you can only get by going to a conference. Because even if I were to go to their offices, I'm not going to get to see all those people at the same time. If I go to, so conferences, worth going. We have used up our 12 minutes that, we thought maybe we'll run out of things to talk about, but we knew better.
I'm going to interrupt you because there's one more that I want to just mention before we leave off. And that is the e-recruitment Congress, which is organized by House of HR. And that is in the spring. I believe it's April. It might be May in Amsterdam, one of my favorite cities in the world. And so if you're looking for kind of a conference with a European angle to it, online recruitment, that's definitely one that you should look at going to also.
But if you're going to be in Europe in the spring, RecBuzz is the place to go. That's our conference, which is why I'm chilling.
Yeah, when I look at the agenda and who attends, I think this is a great example of like HR Tech's in Vegas, Job Boards Connect is in London. Our organization wants to be at both. We are at both, different people at each.
Yep. I will see you at RecBuzz, if not sooner. And we have eaten up 13 minutes even talking about conferences. Enjoy your travels for next week's conference. I won't enjoy my travels, but I certainly hope I enjoy the conference.
Travel safely, my friend.
See ya. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.